One UI 8.5 has a problem. Let's go. With the introduction of One UI 8.5 with the Galaxy S26 series, Samsung appears to have realized their final One UI form, especially if you're judging off One UI 9, which doesn't seem to have made many changes. At its best, One UI 8.5 is full of nice customization touches, brand new AI features, camera upgrades, and little visual updates here and there. At its worst, it's just visuals and that's it. I've now compared One UI 8.5 on a host of devices, but today I put them all next to each other from the S23 Ultra all the way up to the S26 Ultra, including the flip and the foldable series, to see what's up with it. Long story short, what I noticed is that if your phone is newer, you get access to everything. But the older your phone gets, the more restricted your device becomes with the new update. I want to start with what's consistent across the board here. It's effectively the visuals. The headline one, of course, is the update to the quick panel. Samsung have given it a complete overhaul and allowed you to customize it to your heart's content. Resize panel items, move them around. There's the add a control button now too, so if you deleted something or if you want to add something back in, there's a whole host of extra toggles you can put back in there. And then you've got the freedom to just go through and change it as you want to. That's present on all of them, from the S23 Ultra all the way up to the S26 Ultra from the devices I've got here. And then you've also got the visual changes to apps. So Gallery is my perfect example here, where you've got the new overlay menu sort of floating above the app itself. That's present across every single device too, as well as things like the settings getting overhauled, where you don't get the little menu descriptions anymore, just the clean text, and you get the nice blur at the top and bottom all the way throughout. So it's handling it on every single device. Samsung have also lent more into their one-handed nature by putting the search bar down the bottom here too. And again, that's everywhere. The Samsung Dex change is also present on all of them. Every single device has the new update where you can get the multiple desktops running. So you can have desktop 1 all the way through to desktop 4 and have different things open and different functions for each one. And Bixby's the same on all of them. If you want to ask it where your nearest coffee shop is, go right ahead. Where is the nearest coffee shop?
I found 3 nearby coffee shops in Broad Beach and Mermaid Beach that fit your request.
Or if you want to ask Bixby to now give you like a children's story, it's capable of doing that too. I don't know if you've ever had 7 phones shout back at you, but I did.
Alberto, and here's a children's story about Alberto and Rosina playing football.
It was 6 phones. That Bixby is powered by Perplexity, which means you've got a lot more freedom to do with it what you want, and it's present on all of them. From a similarities, that's kind of the headline stuff, and that's kind of where it ends, because now we're going to look at the differences. Starting, of course, with Galaxy AI as the headliner, because I guess that's where Samsung are sinking a lot of their marketing at the moment. The S26, it's got everything. Of course it does. It's the phone that launched it. You've got the call screening within Call Assist. You've got the update to Photo Assist, which within the Create tab, you've got access to the text tab, or the text field, which allows you to text to change things. You've got the Audio Eraser update. You've got the brand new features like Creative Studio, which replace Drawing Assist, and you've got the introduction of Now Nudges and notification highlights. All of that is there on the S26 Ultra. Moving back a year to the Fold 7, Flip 7, and S25 Ultra, you've got the call screening, you've got the Photo Assist update, you've got the Creative Studio, you've got the Audio Eraser update, and that's present on the S24 Ultra too. That's got the exact same subset of features. What's missing is Now Nudges, notification highlights from all of those phones. So if you got a phone from last year, whether it be the S25, Fold 7 or Flip 7, you're not going to have access to those. S24, I guess people could likely excuse because it's 2 years old now, but it's still not there and it has access to everything else the S26 got, except for those 2 things. The S23 Ultra, well, it's may as well have not got the update for Galaxy AI at all because it didn't get anything. All it got was the update to the visuals within Photo Assist, and that's it. It didn't even get Creative Studio. It retained Drawing Assist. It's a bit disappointing that that's the case. I would have thought those Now Nudges and notification highlights would be something that would carry through, but it didn't. Another software feature I wanted to check was Quick Share. Samsung have revamped Quick Share a lot, especially since it merged with Nearby Share with Google. They put a lot of emphasis on what it can do. And with Google sort of taking the reins on some of it, you can now Quick Share to iPhones with AirDrop, which is amazing. Video is a little bit slow, but that's for another time. The S26 series, absolutely, you can see share without devices right there. Fold 7, it's right there. Weirdly enough, not on Flip 7, but it's on S25 and S24. And again, weirdly enough, not on S23. So it's on most of these devices that I've got here, but for some reason, the Flip 7 and the S23 Ultra did not get it. I was curious whether the Flip 7 just maybe was missing an update from QuickShare, but no, it's got the same version number of QuickShare as the S25 Ultra and Fold 7, and they all do, except for the S26, which has got a more updated version. The other ones, they all should have it, and they don't. For some reason, the Flip 7 and S23 Ultra doesn't have QuickShare to Apple. Weird. Then I move into the camera. And I think this is where a lot of people probably, when they think smartphone, they think camera features. And granted, Samsung probably had a big hand to play in developing that consumer mindset, but I think as well, they develop a lot of features on new phones that in the past have never made their way down. The S26 Ultra introduced a lot of good stuff. You've got the 24 megapixel default resolution camera option that's in there. It's a part of Camera Assistant, but it's a new feature nonetheless and can be made the default. That is nowhere to be seen anywhere on any of the other phones. Not in Camera Assistant, not in the menu, not in the resolution options. It's just not there. The S26 also introduced APV on the Ultra, but you can excuse that one because that is hardware locked to the chip. It also introduced LUT previews, which it did not need hardware for, so that has made its way back to Fold 7, Flip 7, S25, and S24. Any of those phones that can support log video recording has got the LUT previews as part of the software. The only phone that doesn't is the only phone that doesn't support log for some reason, and that's the S23. It doesn't support log, which means it's also not getting the LUT preview option. The S26 also got horizontal lock, which is a great, cool feature that locks the horizon line as you're recording a video. Well, no one got that, except for S26 users. Any phone underneath that was released before it does not get access to it as of now. And there was another camera feature that you may have noticed in the settings, and that's to do with scanning. Samsung's new AI scan. S26 has got it. Great feature. Does some amazingly cool things. S25, Fold 7, and Flip 7 all have it. But weirdly enough, the S24 and S23 don't. I get the S23. At this point, I'm prepared to live with the fact that anyone with an S23, the One UI 8.5 update is just a visual one, and that's it. But S24 not getting the AI scan feature when it got literally everything else that the S25 got too, I'm a bit perplexed by that. That was a bit strange. And then the new dual recording toggle on the S26 Ultra is there on Fold 7, there on Flip 7, there on S25, not there on S24, not there on S23. Again, weird that the S24 misses out here. I know it's a small little feature and one that's likely not to be used by a lot of people, but the S24 literally got the log and LUT preview feature. Why did it not get the dual recording toggle? Especially when it can already do dual recording. Some things are just really, really confusing to me. Now, look, it might seem like I'm talking negatively about the One UI 8.5 update, and I'm not. A lot of these features will go unused, and I get that. But you're paying a lot of money for a phone, you're getting a nice software update that changes and gives your phone a freshen up. It should come with a lot of the features that the main phone got, especially if the hardware's capable. I can understand Samsung wanting to push people towards the newer hardware. It's a business. Totally get that. But I still think the hardware on here has enough of an advantage without needing to software lock some things to the newer phone. It's just my take. But Samsung do also have a history of holding things back for future updates. For example, the Now Brief was a feature that the S24 Ultra didn't get with One UI 7, but did with One UI 8. So it could just be a case that Samsung is maybe holding some of these for One UI 9, which is currently in beta and will likely drop when the foldables launch in July. Goodness me, we're almost here. So it might still happen. As of now, though, they're not there. So we'll just have to hold on and see what happens. Let me know if you've got any of the phones that I've showed off and if they're running One UI 8.5 and if you're happy with that update or if you're a little bit disappointed with what you've got. Let me know in the comments below. Whilst you're down there, hit subscribe to Tech with Benefits. This is your channel where everything Samsung is covered, whether it be tips and tricks, whether it be updates, reviews, comparisons. I do it all here. I have included a collab with my new channel, More Tech, More Benefits. I'd really like to set up this new channel to be a way to talk about the other technology that I enjoy, whether it be laptops, whether it be gaming. There's just a lot of other stuff that I enjoy doing and like talking about. And rather than muddy the waters here and take away from what is ultimately a Samsung appreciation channel, I'd like to be able to spend some time on other things and do it somewhere else. So I've made the second channel. Feel free, if you're interested in other stuff too, to go subscribe over there. Don't worry though, Samsung content is not going anywhere. So stick around for that here as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You!